You should be good to go.
All right. This is Tuesday, November 24th, Mayor Manager meeting. It's 12:12 p.m. and in the Teams meeting is Linda Olson, Jade Truscott-Reed, Nathaniel Sierra, and Shawn Lewis. And we all had trouble finding our way here today, so we're starting a little late. Is Allison coming?
No, she's off today.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
She told us that. Sorry.
All right. Well, we will get started with November 23rd.
I was actually yesterday.
Yeah.
Yep.
No problem. So we get to skip on down to.
Well, let's start with the 23rd. Why not repeat it?
No, thank you. Although it was a fine meeting, but December 7th, we've got recommendations on next steps from the Citizens Committee for Organized Waste and Recycling Collection, longest committee name ever. So we're just going to give you an update on some of the things that the committee wants, namely to release a new RFP. They think they can get some better options for that. So we just want to get council's blessing before we proceed with that. The second item is the financial review, the 2020 review for October. We've got the student art calendar recognition. After that, recommendation to award a contract to HS3 for security cameras. Wilson and Company Design Engineering Services for the Oxford Bridge. That's the pedestrian bridge. And then moving, let's see, on consent probably, is a motion to approve transit shuttle services with MV Transportation. Motion to approve utility billing software with Cogsdale. Renewal of an agreement for engineering services, and that's just on-call services in Public Works. Renewal of a contract for on-call services with Stanley Consultants, also for on-call services in Public Works. And then body-worn cameras. So this is about, I think, a $600 and some odd thousand purchase. We can do that out of the bond premium dollars and still have some bond premium left over, actually. So that's going to be on that agenda. We've got an easement agreement for the Big Dry Creek project. 3649 Grant Street, public right-of-way, bill for first reading. First reading of an agreement with Arapahoe County for the emergency management contract. No changes to that. Vacation of public right-of-way with Swedish, that's second reading. And then a second reading for an IGA with CDOT pertaining to the Dartmouth Bridge over the South Platte. Anything after that, Jade?
Sorry.
No problem. Yeah, this is a long one. CB 57 water monitoring station joint funding agreement, and that's with the USGS in the city of Inglewood.
So
Farm. Oh, go ahead.
That's on. Those are all on consent, right? Yeah. Okay. Yep. Sorry, I had my screen halfway off there. I got it centered now.
All right, and then a farm lease for South Platte Renew, and then discussion of in-person meetings under Mayor's Choice. So I think we've already assigned times to all those study sessions, right, Jade?
We have.
Great. Any changes or questions there?
No, I don't think so. I'm looking forward to the police. Oh, I know what. The 14th.
Well,
That's
before we go,
what?
No, go ahead.
So wait a minute. Now what are you jumping to next?
Well, I was going to say on the 7th, based on our discussion with council about some of the, what I would call clerical changes to the strategic plan, we could put on consent agenda for December 7th, anything that's a duplicate, nothing that's substantial, but anything that's duplicated in, multiple sections or something like that, if you would like. Tim can make that ready on December 7th or the 14th. Oh, wait, the 14th is a study session.
Yeah, it'd have to be the 7th. So I don't see why we can't do that. It's just a simple thing. It's just cleaning.
It is, but I hope you understand why I don't want staff to make those changes without council blessing, because we can get in a bind if the public or council thinks that staff is starting to modify the strategic plan without you guys' approval. So, but yeah, we can definitely do that on the 7th.
Nathaniel, do you think there's going to be a problem with that or putting it on consent?
I don't.
I mean, last night I think some people were confused that it meant we didn't do things, but it's not really what was going on. It's just there's redundancy in the way we wrote it and.
All right, we'll get it done. Moving on to December 14th study session, we've got a pretty long discussion and presentation on the police reform task force. Police and legal have done really good work on that so far. We'll have the off-leash dog task force update, and you will have your moderator on that call. He's also the city's contract mediator, but he's moderating that discussion. And then we'll have a discussion on next steps with DDA. For DDA or discuss.
So I also.
Do we put the delivery apps on there potentially, or do we wait until December 7th?
Oh, good call.
Actually, is it on December 7th?
It's not. Is it?
It's not.
Currently not, but that's the date that you guys were planning on bringing it forward. I can plan on having it on there.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and do that. I'll have to go with Allison. I think that because she and Alex have already drafted that ordinance, we can definitely be ready to go by the 7th. And then if possible, we could convert the study session to a regular so that you can vote on it the following week.
Right.
That's the beauty of the emergency ordinance, is that you can vote on it and it's effective immediately.
Yeah, so we'd have it on the 7th and then we'd do the second reading on the 14th.
Yes. Well,
Right.
if you convert that study session to a regular.
Yeah. I think we can do that. And then we are in conformance with our hopeful 2 meetings a month, right?
Yeah.
I mentioned the points of light thing, and that isn't on here either. I've forgotten that it was police reform that night and off-leash dogs. But that would be the night that we would do it.
Yeah. We can, I think, do that.
End with it.
Mm-hmm. Or, well, if you have people on the line, though, you could probably need to start with it. But I can't remember how y'all landed on that.
We landed we were going to do it.
We just said we were going to do it.
Mm-hmm. I like the idea of bringing people if they want to participate. We can send them a link to the meeting and they just jump on.
Yeah.
But if we were going to do that, we'd really need to start with it so that they have a time.
You're right.
To be on.
Would we do it before public comment, or we have public comment that night or not?
I believe since it would be a regular meeting, through and through, we would have public meeting if you were going to convert it into, or public comment if we were going to convert it into that. However, I would want to double check with Allison. I believe since we've moved forward with the meetings classified the way they are as special, regular, or special study session meetings, I believe you can still vote at those meetings. I would want to confirm with Allison though, but I believe that's why we classified them the way that we have been.
Well, I would prefer for us not to have to, I mean, it's going to be a long meeting. I think that's what I'm worried about. If we do this points of light. And I don't want it to, and I want to make sure we really wanted enough time for the police reform. The dog thing is just an update. I'd be worried that would spark a lot of concern and people will, if we have 15 that come on public comment that night because they think we're making a decision, we're not. So how do we navigate that without making it difficult?
So is it just clarity? Is it just clarity? night?
Yeah, the only voting thing is just this one thing.
Yeah.
It's
Just
an
the
emergency.
reading.
Can we just ask Allison to weigh in on that? How do we do that without having to open a regular meeting in the way that we would for a traditional regular meeting?
Yeah, we can check with her on that. By the way, you know, when I say things like, yeah, we can do that, Jade has been incredible because she actually makes that happen. Love,
Well,
love,
to
love
acknowledge
having
that, yeah, we meaning Jade can do that.
But Jade is speaking every time you say that.
Oh, thank you, Jade.
Mhm.
All right. Anything else?
No, it's good.
I know staff won't have one, but I just have to say, if I was going to do one for this week, it would be Doug Cohn, who shovels about half the sidewalks on our block, including
Oh.
mine. And he is so nice to do that. He even did my driveway this morning. I mean, it's
Aw.
embarrassing. I'm going to have to get him something nice.
Does he shovel or does he have a
Yeah,
snowblower?
no, he shovels. Old.
We have someone in our neighborhood that had a snow blower and he just moved. He just sold his house. So I think everybody's bothered that they are going to get, he would go up and down the whole long sidewalk, you know?
Yeah. All right, this January 4th. By the way, we are going to move your wayfinding discussion decision this morning. We will have the task force meeting towards the end of December, but we are moving your next look at the wayfinding to the first meeting in January, because that will allow the committee to meet, make a recommendation to council based on the public feedback that we get, and give us more time, you know, to have that survey out. So,
Would this be a study session, Shawn?
actually, no. I think it would need to be on regular. So, well, you know what? To finalize design, yes, let's do study session.
Yeah, that should definitely be in, yeah.
And then we'll bring back to you just on consent, you know, the actual manual that will be like the Bible of signs and placemaking. So
All the colors and the, yeah.
yeah, the manual is pretty comprehensive. It says locations. You can almost use it as a bid document to give to, like, you know, a sign maker and say, here are the signs we want, go make them, you know, install them here and that sort of thing. So it's a pretty complicated document, but the most important thing is for you guys to sign off on the design.
Yeah.
All right, so January 4th, thank you, Jade, for adding that. But we'll have the board and commission handbook first. We've slotted 10 minutes for that, 30 minutes discussion.
Sorry, I also want to break in really quick. I believe Jackie was also wanting to bring forward talking about the liaisons for boards and commissions at this meeting, since we're talking about board and commission handbook. Would that be something you're interested in? Sorry, I talked with her yesterday, so it's unfortunately not on there, but
Is that 42?
What was that, Nathaniel?
Is it in line 42 about the boards and? I guess I'm confused.
Well,
No,
so this is the resolution appointing them, but for the liaisons for you all as liaisons to boards and commissions.
So it's just revisiting which ones we're on and which ones we want to be on, or is that what it is?
Do you guys do that on off election years?
No, we usually don't.
Oh, okay. Then I guess we wouldn't need to. I apologize about that. It was brought up between Krista and Jackie, so I wanted to double check about that. But if that's not something we normally do, we're happy to proceed without doing that.
We don't usually, but if there is anybody that needs to make a change because they're having a schedule conflict, it would be good to have them bring that up. I wonder if that could be just a quick email or maybe a reminder. I don't know.
That's a good idea.
People will
Because
speak up.
I think Joe Anderson did have a conflict with two of his meeting at the same time or close to.
I think they changed their times though.
Oh,
So,
good.
Yeah, it was Water and Sewer Board and Keep Inglewood Beautiful. And Keep Inglewood Beautiful, he announced a few weeks ago, changed their time. So he
good.
doesn't have a conflict anymore.
Yeah, so Jade, can you just have Jackie or Stephanie send out an email to council about that? If they want to change committees, and if so, we'll put it on the agenda.
Perfect.
All right, we also will have the KEB Holiday Lighting Award winners at this meeting.
Hang on, just my head is slow. Let's go back to that email. I don't want to instigate a change of committees by, let's just say if you're having conflict with the committee that you can't go to, January be the time to let others know. I don't want us to have a free-for-all, though. I'd rather be on this and rather be on that. We made 2-year commitments. I would hope that we could keep those and not do a shuffle. So you know what I mean? I don't want to stimulate some conversation that we don't need to have.
So basically just a verification about if anybody has any conflicts with current boards and commissions.
Yeah, that now is the time, but we, yeah, remind them we make 2-year commitments on these, but just in case somebody has a conflict.
Okay.
That'd be nice.
That'll work. And then moving into public hearings on the 4th of January, we'll have the Winslow Crane Public PUD. We will have designation of the official posting place for legal notices. That's annual. That can go on consent, I think. That's an annual thing. Resolution appointing members to various boards and committees and commissions. The police department budget supplemental. This will be your after action from the police reform recommendations. We'll need this supplemental. We may actually do your whole, I don't know if we'll be ready, but we may actually do a big supplemental to kind of balance the books for 2020 during this as well, but I'll get with Maria on that. And we'll have second reading of vacation of the Grant Street right-of-way. We'll have second reading of the police department. Oh, that doesn't make sense. We can't have first reading and second reading on the same night of police department budget supplemental. One of those needs to move.
Yep.
And then we'll have second reading of easement agreement ordinance. And that's for the Big Dry Creek project.
Where was the first reading of the Grant Street? Was that back in December?
Yes, ma'am. I believe so.
Oh, wait a minute. It says first reading on the report title. I see. So we have a long period in between, don't we?
Yeah, it's just the way the meeting schedule fell.
So the reason why it was like that is because we only had one regular meeting in December, and so the next regular meeting would have been December, or would have been January. So that's why it ended up falling that way. If we do convert the next December meeting into a true regular meeting, then that second reading, I believe, would also fall back onto that meeting.
But wait a minute, where's the first reading right now?
December 7th.
Okay, and then the second reading is?
The January 4th, the next following regular meeting.
Okay, I just thought we had scrolled down even further and we were off of the 4th, sorry. Okay, we're fine. I thought we were on the 11th. That's a study session.
Yes.
Right. So anything else on the 4th?
No.
Moving on to January 11th, we will have the presentation of Unified Development Code, assessment outreach findings, and we should have your survey results by then. By the way, Brad did send out in the Friday update the survey for you guys to review and give feedback on. So if you haven't taken a look at that, go back to last week's Friday update and you will have that survey. We also have walkability in Inglewood, transportation safety, and resident safety. These are strategic plan follow-ups.
So,
oh, go ahead.
I'm trying to figure out. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out where this the thing for the walkability, it's embedded in that one. I read that whole thing. How did I miss that? Are you getting any responses from Brad for that walkability survey?
Sorry, no, the survey was in reference to the first item on January 11th, the Unified Development Code Assessments Outreach Findings. So the Friday packet has had a couple of surveys for you guys to give comments on if you have them, but that's really related to Title 16.
Okay, so I think I might have missed, I know I read it, so maybe I didn't realize do you know if he got any feedback, I guess is what I'm asking.
I can
'Cause
check with them.
If he didn't, he might want to send it out in an email.
Yeah. Okay. I messaged
Did you fill it out, Nathaniel?
I did not.
So I must have missed that. I know I actually was bragging about your Friday things to someone again. So. But I missed that in it. Somehow I forgot to do it. I don't know.
Well, someone's told Greenwood Village, and I got a teacher's pet joke from the city manager of Greenwood Village for my Friday updates. Like, well, maybe you should just be doing it. Is what I was thinking.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I will get that information from Brad, and we'll send that out if we haven't gotten feedback. On January 19th, we've got first reading of Winslow Crane, PUD. We've got the supplemental, that's going to be second reading of the police department supplemental, and the annual highway user tax fund mileage certification form that's required by CDOT. That, of course, just as a FYI, you probably already know this, is a diminishing fund because we have more hybrids and less people buying gas and everything else. Transportation funding is in crisis in the state. January 23rd, wait, 23rd of 2021, got it. That'll be your council retreat. And those three items that we had on the 4th will be good kind of lead-ins because those are three big sections of your strategic plan that we'll have a chance to kind of talk through before the retreat. Walkability, safety, and transportation.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, Mayor, will you be asking council maybe after we've looked at some book options if people want to do that, one of those books?
Yeah. So actually that should probably go up on Indus.
You said you were going to bring it up December 7th again.
December 7th, so that should go under
Jake,
mayor's
that'll go under
choice
mayor's
probably.
So similar to how it was last night?
Yeah. I wonder if we can get, could we get a link to the book that Joe had? What was it? Strong Towns, and then maybe a link to Segregation by Design, maybe a link to The Color of Law.
Yeah, we can do that.
And is there anything else that Todd would recommend? Because he thinks I know he thinks Strong Towns is a good one, right?
Yes, he does like that one.
If he knows of any others, or alternatively would be, are there any articles that have been written that would be, easier than reading a book for the challenged time folks like Nathaniel, who's raising kids in online class, online work.
Yeah, I could definitely ask.
Go ahead, John. I was going to say it's so much easier when my son is on break. Yeah, one thing to juggle.
It is easier?
Oh, so much easier when he's gone. Yeah, because he's with his mom this week.
Oh, when he's with his mom. Yeah. I thought you meant when he's on holiday break. Then you got to be.
Oh, it is holiday break. He's on holiday break right now.
Is he really? Oh, for November, yeah. Oh, for Thanksgiving, yeah.
Yeah. So Mayor, I've got Strong, and Jade, by the way, I'll take care of this follow-up. Strong Towns, Color of Law, and what was the others? So segregation.
Segregation by Design.
Segregation by Design. And then I'll check and see if there are any others. But yeah, we'll get you links.
Or alternatively, not, I don't want to add article. Okay, great, Shawn. Or alternatively, articles. I wouldn't do both unless I'm teaching a class, but.
Okay. We'll get it done. And
All right.
so moving down, Jade, to
I think we're all the way down to the topics, aren't we? Or no?
We just had the 2 February meetings afterwards, but they're pretty far out, so.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, green building code, we'll be ready for that, and then second
Yeah.
reading, PUD.
Nice. And then the Winslow Crane PUD. It's the second, if that's okay.
And then February 8th, charter amendment for election of the mayor.
Oh, right. So, but that's a study session, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Postponed to first study session in February. Okay, great. Good. Is there anything under the study session topics that are needing to get slipped in?
We really reduced these quite a bit.
Yeah. These 2 need to be deleted, correct?
Yes. And then the, yeah, you guys were going to talk about the public comments at public meetings, potential changes to that.
Till we go back.
Youth vaping and tobacco rated low on the survey, so it's still there, but as did aging and the Dr. Cog stuff.
I need to time Cheryl's visit to the Dr. Cog when I have to take one off for the year to be a night when the aging stuff is happening, because it just gets you going and you think, oh my gosh, I did not know all of this. This is so important for us in our decision making.
Well, Mayor, I don't disagree, and I think this should be something that comes up as part of your strategic plan. I think it was a bit of a missing link last year, particularly based on my conversations with you and a couple of other council members. I think we should probably have at least a goal around that. You know, we're really lucky to have essentially 2 rec centers, but one really functions like a senior center. And we are starting some new resources at Malley for seniors. But, you know, I really think we could be doing a bit more focus on aging issues through that division.
I'm glad to hear you say that. So I would like to put it under mayor's choice again on the 7th.
And let's be a lot of mayor's choice.
Let's bring this up and say, would you be willing to move it into a study session so that it informs some of our strategic planning? We are so disinformed or uninformed. There is so much need here, and it will continue to grow as people age in place.
Yeah.
It's part of the issue about land use, that those who are aging in place, which is me, we're getting upset with what's happening in our neighborhoods. We need walkability. We need services that are different. I don't know if we can, it would be really nice to get Jalen to come and tell her, you know, you get a 30-minute presentation of what we know from Dr. Cog's. I mean, from
I see where you're heading with that. You know, if I could suggest putting that on January 4th as an actual, oh, you've already got 2 study session items there. Shoot. I agree. We should probably have a study session on that before the retreat. The other thing you could do is just put it as one of your goals, you know, under, I don't know exactly where that would fit. Oh, well, maybe neighborhoods. But put it as a goal in your strategic plan, and then we can, you know, have a subsequent study session about that to put more meat to the bones.
We also currently don't have anything planned for a study session for January 19th. And that is right before the retreat, if that's something that you would be interested in.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can slot it in there.
Maybe we call it topics to be informed on before the retreat or the workshop. Let's call it a workshop, city council, because I guess a retreat's fine. I just want to go to the mountains for a retreat.
I know, and you know it's going to be Zoom.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I think that's a great idea, Jade. Do you want us to go ahead and maybe reach out to Dr. Cog and see if they can have?
Let's, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, we're going to have to get some counts. I mean, it still was on the list, right?
It was, yeah.
Council doesn't want to talk about this.
No, no. And now that we've covered their priority topics, I think we just move on to the list, right?
That's what I think. Nathaniel, what do you think?
I'm sorry, I missed the conversation, or at least part of it. What was the question, Linda?
Just say yes.
So about the aging?
Yes.
I missed the first part of it, but yeah, I'm fine.
Well, we've kind of exhausted our topics under the study session, so this was the lowest one, but I think it's time to bring it up then because we have to be considering it in our strategic plan and in our zoning.
But I guess I'm missing something. Were we opposed to bringing this up, or just the fact that we just kept kicking the can down the road?
It got rated really low when we did the ratings for what to bring back. It just was one of the lowest ones.
Oh, but that may have been because other items took higher priority.
You're right. You're right. It's not because people aren't
Not
interested.
necessarily
It's
found
just,
it
yeah.
unimportant. Okay.
And we covered the higher priority ones now. We've systematically been checking them
And
off.
then we're all going to listen to this and think it's one of the highest priorities. No, I'm teasing. It's just I find the data to be unbelievable and really helpful to think about. But I think Jalen, we'll have to help her be really succinct because she likes to go on and on.
Gotcha. All right. We already responded to what I think was one of the only council requests last night, and that was to get a list of the businesses that we sent grants to so that you guys can do your own outreach if you'd like. I didn't catch any other council requests. Did I miss any?
I didn't catch any.
I didn't either.
I haven't. Yeah, I don't think there are any others from my vantage point. I have a question about whether or not bringing John Douglas to a meeting at some point would be useful. Dr. Douglas. And I guess it would be sooner than later, and we probably don't have time for it, but I know that many councils have invited him to come help explain the COVID dial, the process, but maybe we don't need to worry about it.
We're glad to schedule.
Nathaniel, do you think there's any?
I don't have concern. I guess for me personally, I wouldn't need to see it, but maybe for the community at large, I think it probably would be beneficial.
Mm-hmm.
So it wouldn't be necessarily just for council, but for the community, I think understanding it, I think would, I would say if we're able to get them on the calendar and soon, so I guess within the 2 meetings we have in December, that would make sense. And I guess December 7th out. December 14th is pretty busy as well.
There was a town hall last week, and I just even forgot about it, but I went to it, but I forgot to say anything at the meeting about it the Monday before, but they had 13,000 people on that town hall. I don't know how many from, Inglewood. I just, hopefully maybe that's a better way to do it, but it was a very informative town hall. And you can actually listen to it. So it is recorded. We could put it out there. I don't know what the needs are for this.
It's an important topic, so I'd hate to dismiss it outright.
Yeah. Shawn, are you doing one-to-ones with people this week at all? Are you pretty well done because it's holidays?
I'm missing several at the end of the week.
Yeah.
Holiday, so I think I don't have any.
Okay.
Oh no, I do have Joe Anderson today. Oh, and Nathaniel tomorrow.
I may be
he's got
canceling that
two.
one, Shawn.
What's that?
So, I may be canceling that one, Shawn. So.
Oh, okay.
Skiing. Um, yeah. I don't know. What does the 7th look like again? Can you just go back up?
Well, how much time would we expect, Linda?
We have a full night.
Yeah, it's pretty full.
Yeah. It's pretty full. I guess we can ask, it's, would people want some kind of a
We have 20 items scheduled for the 7th so far.
oh no. 20 items.
Some are on consent, which is a plus.
How many?
There's a lot of consent and there's a lot in second reading as well.
Yeah, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7 things on consent, and then 3 mayor's choice.
Oh, take the Dr. Cog off of the mayor's choice.
Correct. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, that's fine.
2 items on mayor's choice.
Now we're down to 19 items.
Yeah.
And then of course the 2 study session and then 1 update.
Okay. Let's hold off on Dr. Douglas. If we get another, but let's keep it on the back burner of if we need to do a special event or something. Did the video that I shot on Friday go out yet?
I don't think it has, but let me text Ann.
Maybe I blew it. They have to do it again and they're afraid to tell me because I don't want to come back.
Yeah, goodness knows we don't need you to. I'll check on that.
Okay.
Sorry for being a little bit out of the loop, but for Dr. Douglas to join us for a discussion, what would that discussion be under?
Oh, Tri-County Health COVID responses or COVID. Tri-County Health COVID response, yeah, or what would help, it might help when we start to talk about vaccinations, how they're going to roll.
Yeah, maybe we could slot that for January if we're gonna kind of focus on vaccinations.
Yeah. Yeah, let's just leave it there. I don't know how, I mean, Othania, I don't see how we're going to add it in December. It looks terrible.
I was going to say, it's probably better that we hold off on it anyway, in a sense, and just see if
let's just
a bit in January.
Yeah, and the vaccination might be a good kind of shift.
Yeah.
All right, are we finished?
I believe so.
All right, so it's 12.
I'm so sorry. The CEAC letter, have you guys discussed that, or was that needed to get discussed today?
Shoot.
Yeah,
the Code Enforcement Advisory Committee did forward, did want to have a policy change. We do need to get that slated. Thank you,
we
Jay.
need to put that on a study session.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
We could do possibly January 4th. I know we just slated another study session item on there. I'm not sure how long you guys expect the discussion to take though for this item.
Well, we probably need to get going on it, right? But that's a regular meeting that night, right?
It would be a regular meeting.
Mayor, I don't know the sense of urgency on that. I think it's it's got broad support from SEAC and city staff, but you know, I don't know that we couldn't wait till January on that, but I can check.
Well, that is, we're looking at January. You mean like later in January?
Yes.
Okay.
Would you like me to tentatively add it to January 11th?
Sure. And we said we were going to take January 25th off, is that right?
Correct, due to the council retreat on the 23rd.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's put it in there for, and then we'll revisit.
Sorry if there's noise. We're cleaning ducts today.
You're cleaning ducts?
Ducts, yes, our air ducts. Where CARES money is paying for it, actually.
Oh, nice.
All right. Well, I think that's all we've got.
Okay, great. All right, it's 12:53. Whew, that took a while, sorry. And this meeting is adjourned.
All right. Thank you. Have a good
Shawn,
Thanksgiving.
a minute.
Take care, everyone.